Damn. Hey, what's good? It's your boy Tony right here on Stories Written by a Current Prisoner. You know, today's story is part 2 of an original from Florencia. If you haven't heard the first one, you gotta listen to the first one first. You know what I'm saying? Don't listen to it out of order. Man, but trust me, there's also gonna be a part 3. We're about to get in it deep, man. We're about to get in it very deep. This story right here is, you've never heard nothing like this before. And do me a favor, if you haven't already checked out Criminal Insider, man, I know I'm coming out with all these crazy ass channels, but trust me, Criminal Insider is here to stay. There's so many articles, so many news reports, so many things that are going on in this world right now, all gang related, man. Trust me, you want to check them out, man. Let's go ahead and dive into this.
I go, Simon, it's been a long time. He goes, all right, so you're here now. Okay, Simon. He goes, I heard you talking to Weddle Firm. I go, Simon, I am, man. And Weddle Firm, he put me out for the MA. And not only him, but a handful of others. He goes, Chale, Tablas told me, Chale, that ain't true, you know. I didn't hear about that. So we left it at that. So he goes, but I heard you talking. I go, no, I don't talk to him no more. I cut him loose already. He goes, oh, you did? Simone, I did. When I was in Aztec, I cut him loose, you know, because he's not bright enough. And I'm here because I want to talk to Tigre, your celly. He goes, Simone, you will. We'll bring you over here because you're in a different part right now, but we'll move you. And sure enough, I ended up with in that part on C4. So Tablas is there, and Tigre is there, and then they put me on game. I was the first vato to put me on game. My celly, he was a lifer, and he was there for years with them. And they go, no, we're going to talk to you first. We're going to make you first. We're going to make you a mano negra. You're a mano, from this point on, you're with us. You're a mano negra all the way. There's no backing down, and that's it. I didn't even know what a mano negra was. And then Tablas told me, we're not M, bro. We're M on the outside. We're mano negra on the inside. I go, man, I never heard that before. He goes, yeah, but we're going to school you down. Don't worry about that. We're going to talk to you. But we're going to make you one. So you're way up here, and the M is way down here. So they ran it all down to me. And when they were done with me, they said, now let's talk to Gabby from Monteflores. So Gabby comes forward, and we switch. And they're talking to him too, and they made him too. The same way they made me. It's the same thing. But, you know, so me and Gabby, we didn't know what's going on. All we know is that we were made a mano negra. And on behalf of Weddle Firm, I was made as an M member temporarily because Gibby Ferreles, he was on the yard. This is before I went to the shoe in Pelican Bay. We're on B yard. So they got a Gibby Ferreles. We're in the same block, same building. Me and Gibby. Gibby was just passing through, and he ended up on the yard. You know, because they didn't know that he was an M. So he slid through the hole. So he was there. I told Gibby, you're gonna get rolled up any day now. He goes, Simon, I know that. Yeah, they're going to tell on you, I know, and they did. But anyways, before that, they got word to Gibby and to me, but they got word to Gibby to let him know to run me down the reglas from the M. So Gibby's running down the reglas from the M to me, you know, what the reglas are. You know, this is how it is, you know, the reglas, explaining it to me. And he goes, the books are closed right now, but we're going to make an exception. We're going to open for you. I didn't know what the books they're talking about. Because Weddle Firm sounds like a mariposa. You know, I didn't even know the M for the mariposa like that. You know, because I never discussed anything with Artie from King Cobras about mariposa, mano negra, or anything like that. So anyway, so he was telling me like that. He goes, yeah, I'm a carnal. And they made me a carnal, a topo, Benjamin Racey sent for me because I killed 2 vatos on the calles in Redlands. I go, orale, you know, so he goes, this is how it is right here, you know, because Weddle Firm got at him to shed some light with me about the M. You know, I was not a high collar, like, I didn't know anything about the M. I knew Weddle Firm before he was an M member, you know, from San Quentin. At Weddle Firm, he was a nobody, just like anybody else. He was just a sureño, you know, a young sureño, you know, with a life sentence. And so was a few. Tonito from Wilmas, the same way. Look at Tonito from Wilmas, you know, people look up to him, and even with bodyguards, and they end up killing him. And the thing is, you know, I learned my lesson that the M is nobody. Even Tablas told me personally in the shoe, in the back, in C4. He goes, the M is like a barrio. It's not no more like it used to be. So we are no longer claiming the M. You know, we don't claim the M. You don't hear me talking to you that I'm a M vato and this and that. We don't do that no more. we are undercover. We're infiltrators. We infiltrate the MA. And what I do, you're going to do, and your family's going to do. You guys going to follow through. So Tigre told us, if you guys don't follow through with my orders, I'll kill you and kill your celly and kill anybody that gets in my way. So I'm going to make sure about this, that it's clear. He told me personally, Tigre, since you're going home, I'm going before you, like 6-8 months ahead of you. And then when you come out, we're going to make a death squad. And this death squad is going to be strictly our business. And anybody who gets involved with us, we're going to kill them. And we're going to kill the vatos that are paroling. Or the ones that have to go, we're going to kill them. And you better, he told me, I'm going to show you how you blow their brains out. I go to Simone, I'm down for the cause, bro. I explained that to Tigre. Tigre goes, hey, you can't make no mistakes with me, bro. Tigre was telling me, you cannot make no mistakes. Because if you make a mistake, I'm going to take you out. So it was like that, And the same thing goes for Tablas. He was correcting Tablas many times. He would tell Tablas, hey, Tablas, you need to be sharp. You need to be strong. You need to, spiritually. So Tigre, he was this individual from Avenues that he wanted to take over the MA. That his whole role was take over the MA and take out the Tecatos unless they submit. If the Tecatos submit and repents, and he asked me, to give him a pass, and about to sincere about it, I will give him that pass. But if he's not, I will not give it to him. So Cuate knew the game. Cuate knew that everything coming out was coming from Tigre. And but Cuate, he never confronted Tigre that I know of. He was supposed to. So when I saw Cuate, I used to look up to Cuate at one time. Cuate from La Rana, because I met him in San Quentin. And I also knew him from the shoe, from Pelican Bay. So when I knew Cuate, I used to look up to Cuate. And then when I saw Cuate, that he was running away from Tigre, from Avenues, it was time for me, to think about myself. I started seeing it because Tigre told me, I'm going to show you what the M is made about. And I'm going to show you what I can do to the M. So when Tigre was showing me all these things, I was believing them. I was not doubting it because Tigre would tell me, if you doubt me, I'll make you a believer. Anyway, so I never doubted Tigre because he was doing it. He was taking action. When I found out that Lalo went off on his celly, another M member, Lalo from Lomas, he got off on Mo from White Fence. That was his cellmate. And for no reason, Tigre, he got an angel from Sangra, another M back then. He was an M. I don't know. I think today he's through. And an angel from Sangra, he got a Lalo from Lomas. And the reason they got it at Mo, it was because Mo was sympathizing with Topo Benjamin Peters. He was backing him up. He was highly speaking about him and this and this and that. So they had Lalo move on his celly. So Mo he didn't understand how come he was getting beat up. And but I knew why he got beat up because Tigre was telling us. So Tigre showed me the ropes about the M. He showed me the ropes about the Mano Negra, things that I never knew before. I never discussed these issues before with anybody. And Tablas was not too sharp. So, when Tigre went home and Tablas stayed behind, and I asked Tablas, let me move in with you. Tablas from Forense 13, let me move in with you because I knew him from junior high school. And he goes, no, I don't want you to move in with me. You can't because you're not a lifer and I am. And I need somebody here because I got to handle some business. So I told him, earlier, let's firme. And then I started seeing that Tablas was not sharp. He was neglecting on the workout at 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 o'clock. He was neglecting it. Tigre set it up. And then I said, you know what, Tablas, I know Tablas. And he's not sharp. He ain't, bro. He's not, he looks sharp. He can, appearances can deceive people. So, he can give orders, yes. But when I saw he was not all I stopped like listening to him. I didn't get at him like I used to get at Tigre. And he noticed that. But he never said anything because if he had said something, he was thinking that Tigre might find out. I will get at Tigre and Tigre will find out about Tablas. So I never did, I let it go and Tablas never told me anything. So I just let it go. But I didn't talk to Tablas like I was talking to Tigre, like looking up to Tigre, for anything. So Tablas, he can see that. In my celly, he would talk to Tablas, because he's a lifer too. So I told my celly, you're a lifer and I'm not. So the thing is this, if you mess up back here, you're a lifer. I'm going home and you're not going home. And you know what's going to happen to you? He goes, Simon. And I go, you know what? So you better stay on good status with the vatos, because if you don't, you're going to be like that forever, because you're a lifer and I'm not. I can mess up and get the hell out of here, and I can still, be out on the streets. So Gabby from Monteflores, my cellmate, he agreed with me. He said, yeah, man, I better check myself before I wreck myself. And he did. I told him, I put him up a lot on Gabby. Gabby was not all bright, he will listen, he will talk, yes, but he was not all that, you know what I mean? And, but Tablas from Florencia, he didn't have it in him, bro, to be the leader. He didn't have it. He was not even the leader anyways, but he didn't have it like that. And he didn't have that high collar that like Tigre. Tigre was solid from Avenues. He was solid, bro, because he can catch you on the lie quick. And Tablas cannot catch you on the lie, you know what I mean? And my family told Tablas, hey, bro, stop communicating with Widow Sherm. Stop. Because you think they're going to find out, like the CDC, the investigative unit. And he goes, and Gabby from the Florida told Tablas, I say, man, Widow Sherm is not that smart, bro. And a lot of people got in trouble behind Widow Sherm already. Because I got validated behind Widow Sherm. He goes, and you communicating with him, they're gonna get a hold of your willas. And when they get a hold of your willas, they're gonna know everything that's going on. And then Tablas, he snapped out of it. He goes, you're right. He told Gabby, you're right. You know what I mean? So Tablas was not that bright, bro. He was not. He was a lifer, yes, amen, for years, yes, but he was not all that, and people don't know that. If people knew that some of these vatos on the M, they're not sharp. They're not bright. They're not intelligent. You know what I mean? But I never met somebody like Tigre. I can say that for a fact. Artie Guzman, he won't even come here. Tigre, Tablas, never. None of them. That's the first M vato in my life, Tigre from Avenues, that I met, that he was so sharp, so bright, so quick. In writing or verbally. He can do it to you verbally or that. He'll let you go and speak and say what you got to say, and before you know it, you're done. That's how Tigre was doing things. He'll say, okay, keep it going, keep telling me. And the next thing you know, he'll drop you. That's how he operated. And he was very sneaky, bro. You know what I mean? So we have to be very careful. But I started picking up on the sneakiness. I started picking up, I started learning, and I said, okay, he's doing this for this. So he's testing me. He's testing you. He's testing us. He says, hey, homie, when you go to the pull for medical on purpose, and we did. And when they call you, come to my cell door right next door, and I got this wheeler for you. And they call me, and they call my celly too. And we step next door. He goes, here's his wheeler. Take it with you. And if you see so-and-so, give it to so. If you see Mike from Pomona, 12th Street, Big Mike from Pomona, 12th Street, I'll give him the wheeler. And then after you give him the wheeler, you call him out. You tell him, hey, Big Mike, you got something with me, bro? You got a problem with me? Let's handle it. And I go, what about this other vatos, Sureños right there, or other M vatos? He goes, don't worry about that. You do what I say. I go, orale, I'll do it then. So we're going up there to medical. We were hoping we ran into Big Mike from Pomona 12th Street. We never did. So we brought the wheeler back, and I go, here's the wheeler back, Tigre. I didn't run into him. He goes, orale, good. You know what I mean? He thought that he's giving me a hot wheeler, thinking that I'm gonna lock it up. He'll give me the hot wheeler and to take it out there, and thinking that he wrote a lot of information on the wheeler, and it's a blank piece of paper. So I picked up all his mañas, they're mañas, sneaky moves. So when I noticed what he was doing, I picked it up, and he knew that I'm picking it up, that he will give me something hot when it's not hot at all. It's just a blank piece of paper wheeler, blank, meaning that I'm gonna go and lock it up. I'm gonna say, hey, see, man, I got a hot wheeler right here with me. I'm locking it up right now. And it did. Well, the time came anyways for me to get the hell out of there. So Tigre's home for 4, 5, 6 months, and I got like 2 or 3 months to go, and I'm paroling too. So when I saw that Tablas was not, I didn't even talk to him for a few days. And I don't know, if he would have been smart, he would have caught it. He would have got at me and say, what's up with you? What's going on, bro? Hey, homie, what's going on? Talk to me, You've been quiet. I didn't talk to him for 2 days, and then they called me out of the blue for medical because I had put a form, not to lock it up. No, but I had a medical pending. It takes like 30 days, 2 weeks to a month. So when they call me, I tell Gabby, tell the guard to hold on, that I'll be right there. Because you open your cell door, and then you have to go to the front where they can search you through a trace lot, and then they can take you out, handcuff you, take you out. So I tell them, hold on step out and let them know that I'm coming around. So when I got it in the year 2000, when I went out there, I had no intentions of not coming back. You know what I mean? But as I was walking out the front door, going to medical, I said, this is it. I'm not coming back. I changed my mind. I go, this vato tablas, he don't have it. He's not like Tigre. I don't need to put up with that shit no more. So sure enough, I didn't. So when I go out there and they go, are you going to medical? I don't need to go to medical, man. I'm done with this. He goes, okay. So they run, what do you want to do? I go, man, I'm done. I'm done with this gang stuff. I'm done with this knife. I'm done with all this stuff. They go, okay. So he goes, well, how come you're doing it? How come you're doing it? They asked me that question, the investigators. I go, because I don't want to be part of this no more. I'm not scared of the MA. I'm not scared of nobody no more. I'm not. Because we lost the fear for the MA. We lost the fear for the Sureños. Yeah, but the MA fear, we lost that completely. Through Tigre, we lost that completely, brother. Even Gabby, because what you call it? Because you can see it in his face. So I lost the fear for any MA. And I was saying to myself, okay, they're going to take me and put me in another building, single cell status. And maybe I end up with water shirt for all I know, and now we're enemies, you know what I mean? He knows that I'm over here with Tablas and Tigre, you know what I mean? So, so I said to myself, you know what, I don't care if they put me next door to water firm or even in his cell. If they did, I don't fear no MA no more. We lost all the fear, all of it, 100% lost the fear, You're not supposed to lose the fear, and we did. I seen the main guys. I met some of the main guys from the MA, and then I met some Tecatos MA, and then I met the homies from the MA. I met them all, and when I met them, I knew from the heart that I lost my fear for them. I lost my fear totally. It took a long time for the fear to come back to me. When I parole, the fear came back. After I parole, it came back that they can set me up, they can kill me and do this to me and do that. Yeah, if I come back like that. But when I was in the prison in Telecom, I lost the fear for everybody. So if I was to see Tonito from Wilmas, if I was to run into him, Palomino, any of Perico, even Artie, anybody, we were schooled down already. We were already disciplined. We were already, verbally abused, by Tigre, you know what I mean? And, to follow orders, we were disciples. That's the correct word, disciples. And I was no fear for none of them. I'm out there on the corridors going to medical, looking for Big Mike from Pomona 12th Street to give him a wheel and to tell him off at the same time in front of anybody, and so I had no fear, Topo Benjamin, I had no fear for that dude. I had no fear. And Cuate, no fear for Cuate whatsoever. And Cuate was a heavy set guy. He older too, not an old man, but older, but stocky, like almost 300 pounds. So I'm sure Cuate, he could still do some damage. I was like 180 pounds and he's like 300 pounds. And Cuate's been there, for life. So anyway, but I lost all the fear. I lost the fear because of Tigre from Avenues, getting on my case and getting on Gabby's case every day on 2 years or more. Telling us off. Peter would tell us off, he was not playing with us. He would tell us, hey, it's a serious thing. You guys, you mess up, you guys have to go. We have to kill you guys. He would tell us straight out like that, Usually I don't speak to you like that, like that. They were talking in a different way. So we lost the fear. I know I lost the fear. I know Gabby lost the fear. Even Tablas lost the fear. That was his cellmate. He lost the fear with, about dying. He lost the fear with the MA because Tablas told me, when the enemy get at us, only one vato at a time can come to us. It can't be all in one group. So, it's only one cell move. It's only 2 people in the cell. It's not going to be 20 enemy vatos and only one of us. So Carlos knew that too. He goes, yeah, so it's only one at a time. That's all they can do, one at a time. So anyway, so when we did that to Cuate, that me and my celly, we signed him on, we turned our backs on him. the fear went into Cuate. The fear, because he moved out of the pot immediately. The next day he was gone. Instead of holding his ground like I am, Mato, and staying there and telling Tablas, you know what, I'm not going nowhere, bro. My brother Wino went home already, and you got Tigre for a seller. You don't got to wait for Tigre to go home. Come up here and move in with me. I'm not leaving. And there's two camaradas downstairs, Gabby and his Sally, turning their backs on me. That's disrespecting me. I'm challenging them too. Cuate was supposed to say, like, I'm challenging them too. They can come and handle my business. But first, let me go through you, Tablas. He could have told my guy, or Tigre, whoever. Instead of that, Cuate got the hell out of there, man. When I saw everybody abandon the ship, I said, you know what, I thought the Yemen was all that, because I used to hold the Yemen in high regards. I will do anything for the Yemen. I know that from the heart, you know what I mean? You don't have to ask me twice. And that was the thing, that when I started finding out that these vatos that I was looking up to, that they were scared. They had fear in them, man. Fear of Tigre from Avenues, who's Tigre? A short guy, man, like 5'7", 5'8", like 150 pounds. Who in the hell is going to be scared of him? You know what I mean? And they were scared, but Tigre was very intelligent. He will hide behind the scenes and use somebody else to do the hit. And he told Cuate, I got somebody moving with you, bro. And Cuate said, hell no, you ain't got nobody moving in with me. I'll move whom I want to move. You get it? So when I saw Cuate running away from the scene, running away from the pot, man, that's a fact. Look, and to prove it, he's through. He's no good. His brother and his other brother, Chelilo, Wino and Chelilo, and some of even his family are through. So that can prove it right there, big time. That Cuate, he had the fear in him. When we turn our backs on him, Cuate was supposed to tell us, hey, you vatos, who wants to be the first one to move in with me? Be a man. I'll send you the paperwork and move in with me. You vatos are disrespecting, I'll handle you vatos. I'll handle both of you. And Cuate never said a word. Instead, he went and told Tigre and Tablas how come we turn our backs on him. And then Tigre and Tablas are laughing, loud. He went to the yard, and even after he went to the yard, Tigre is laughing, talking. Man, look at him. Clowning him, you know what I mean? And then he comes back in, and we do the same thing. We turn our backs on him, but Tigre was using like call it like tactics, how to divide and conquer, and Cuate was being divided and conquered right there on the spot, bro. And he ended up with another carnal in another pod, and then he didn't ever tell Tablas that he was going to leave the building, and the next thing you know, he's gone out of the building. So you got Tablas calling him out there, when he already agreed that when Tigre went home, that Cuate was going to move in with Tablas. So Tablas goes to the front door. Hey, Cuate, and his Sally answers Tablas and tells him, oh, Cuate, he's been gone like a week ago. So, when I saw everything what was going on, I said, no, man, this is not for me. It's not for me, bro. It was not even about the politics no more. It was about how they were handling business. The Emmett leaders handling their business. The ones that I was looking up to, I saw them falling apart, bro, running away, being scared from another Emmett brother, scared of Sureños. So, I said, no, man, this is not for me. And so everything piled up. The discipline from Tigre, from Avenues, and then Tablas lacking his knowledge, how to be sharp, how to be quick. He wasn't quick enough. He was Tablas was too slow. He was just too slow, bro. He could have been a good vato and all that, but he was too slow. So I said, no. And I know Tablas pretty good because I know him from the streets. I know him from the school. I know him from his house. I know him from the camaradas, the homies on the street. We party with him. So I know him better than a lot of vatos. People talk about Tablas, like Los Tres Reyes, the Three Kings, Tablas, Babo, and Topo. I know all three of them. They're M and all that. If anything, Babo, he's very sharp. I can give him the credit. You know what I mean? Not because he's an M, but before he was M. Babo, he's very sharp. He's very intelligent. He can talk really good. He knows how to talk. He's not like Tablas. And I don't know why they separated from the shoe in Pelican Bay. Babo and Tablas were Sally's, and they're both lifers. Why did they separate? I don't know. I never questioned that. You know what I mean? And what you call it? You got Tigre moving in with Tablas, and Babo, I don't know where he moving with somebody else. So, but they call them the Tres Reyes, And people don't know him. They just talk to him about that. But I know them. You know, I know him really good. I know Babo really good because that's Carlos' brother. I've been in their house, you know, eating with them, drinking with them, smoking with them, cruising with them. So I know him really good. It's not like I just heard the story. Like I saw the YouTube videos where it's an internal conflict between Tablas and somebody else or Tigre, you know. But I know these vatos, and Tigre got to meet them pretty good. Now, what you call it? So when I paroled, you know, I still didn't have no fear. After I hit the streets and all that, yeah, the fear came in that can be set up. You know, they can, you know, somebody can be looking for me, and they can get me. So when I paroled, I told the parole officer, you know what, you come in and pick me up from Corcoran prison. And he goes, yeah, it was a female, all female. And I go, man, you know, we might not even make it. And she goes, no, I got a gun. I go, man, she's trying to tell me she has a gun and she can handle business. No, she don't know what she was getting into. She didn't know about this Tigre from Avenues. This Tigre, you know, he knew that what to do. He'll have the death squad. He'll have suicide people. He didn't know that. You know what I mean? But anyways, none of that happened. And then she stops out there in the country to get some watermelons. You know, I'm in the car, and she goes, "You want to come out?" I go, "No, I don't want to come out. You know, let's get out of here." I go, "You know," and she took me to the office. You know, but I was thinking about the hit is coming down. It's going to come down any minute. You know what I mean? Somebody's going to follow us, and they're going to make a move on us. She was watching the mirrors and all that. You know what I mean? But with a big old gun in her lap. I go, no, that's not going to help you. It's not going to help you. I told her like that, you know, but she didn't understand me. So anyways, so that's when the fear came in on me and like that, you know what I mean? That I don't have anything. I don't play the gang no more. I'm not in the gang no more. I'm not no sureño no more. I'm not no M participant, none of that. And all types have been cut loose. And here I am with a parole officer with a gun and driving, you know, through the streets, going from like 30 miles away, you know, from the Corcoran prison to the city and making a stop, you know, at the fruit stand. So anyway, so I survived all that. I made it all the way through. But going back to the bay, when we were on the main line, Güero's friend got at me about being a carnal. And he got at me about running the yard immediately. No ifs or buts or whats. It was not a mesa. It was just me. You know, Gibby was there. And so Gibby went up to all that, you know, the information. So Gibby from Reddit, he can back it up because he was there in the yard when Güero's friend got at me. And I showed him the huila from Güero's firm, and Güero's firm got at him too. You know, and he told him to shed some light with me about the reglas of la PM, and they sent me a postcard with the placazos from the carnales. There was no sureños on the postcard. It was all carnales that I know. Tati was there, you know, Palomino was there because I knew them, they knew me. No carnal is going to write something and say, bro, I know you, unless they know you. You know, so the sponsorship was there. It was like 10, 12 placazos from the M, you know what I mean? And then the mariposa right there and all that, and giving you what was up because the books are closed, but they can open them. And they're going to be open and they can make you one. So we were doing, órale, firme. And he goes, yeah, you know, the reglas is like this and like that. I go, I know where I stand. I know them and that's and that. But Gibby from Rennes didn't know that I know Topo better than him. He didn't know that. And I never told him that. I said, why should I tell him that for? So he didn't know that I knew Topo, his godfather, the one that made him, better than he knew Topo. Because I knew Topo from San Quentin. And Gibby didn't know him, you know, and, you know, he just did a couple of murders on the streets for him. And that's how come he was in prison. Gibby, all these vatos from the image, they're so blinded that they don't see it. They can't see it. And that's what Tigre said. Everything Tigre said, it was true. Because Tigre said, they have their blinders on. The M, they have the blinders on. They can see forward only, but they cannot see to the right side or the left side. They can't see. They can only see forward, straight ahead. That's all they can see because they have the blinders on. They can't see. And that's very true. They can't see. Give it for Renlands killing people for Topo Benjamin with the life sentence. And the next thing you know, they want to kill Topo Benjamin because they got it. Topo Benjamin got it Gibby from Renlands on the main line. He's got him with the huila and Gibby from Renlands. He told me what he said. He goes, Topo got at me, and he told me that out with the old, in with the new, and the M is doing this right now. I didn't even know what it was all that about, out with the old, in with the new, but I found out what. Now I know. Why? Because when I met up with Tigre, that's exactly what was happening, and that Tigre was taking over the M, And it's not that he wanted to be out with the old in with the new. He wanted to take out the tecatos. All the tecatos had to go. All of them, unless because they submit. If they submit, you know, and if they follow my orders, I give them a chance. But if they don't submit, there won't be no second chances or any chance. I'll take them out. So whatever he was telling me, Tigre, everything was a fact, brother. This is no a make-up story. None of that, you know. And I know these people. Like people write about Widow Sherm, you know, hey, is a big homie on good status still, and this and this and that. Widow Sherm is over there talking about he's a M vato, and you know, with tattoos on him and all that, you know what I mean? And talking about he wants to the mesa and this and this and that. He had Popeye Roman. I never met Popeye Roman on the mesa. They had I don't know if it was Boxer Enriquez at that time. He had like 4 vatos on the mesa. This is Widow Sherm. And Widow Sherm, he's just M vato, but before that, he was just a regular sureño, and he wasn't all that. He was not all that sharp. They didn't even talk to him on the yarda when I was there because I can see it. The only vato they were talking to really was Tonito from Wilmas because he was the guy, the spokesperson on behalf of the M. You know, so they knew him really good, and he knew them really good, and they talked to him real good. They didn't just let him talk to you. Hey, let me talk to you just like that. They didn't even acknowledge. They know who you are, but they don't come and talk to you and kick back with us. They don't do it like that. So what I'm saying, they didn't kick back like that. They didn't. It took me years, you know, to get to know some of the M, and finally, you know, they made him a carnal. And Tablas was already a carnal way before Wetterstern, way before Pigwood from Avenues, way before Tonito from Wilmas. When I got there, Tablas was a carnal in San Quentin, like in 1980. I arrived around 1980, and at the end of 1980, and Carlos was already a carnal. And the other matos, I'm there with them. I'm there with Pee from Avenues. He's not a carnal. Psycho, he's not a carnal. Widow Sherm is not a carnal. Woody from Compton, you know, I used to clown Woody from Compton, bro. When I was on the shoe yard, we were on the north block on the yard because we were in the same yard on the same side of the fence. I used to clown Woody from Compton. Woody from Compton, man, you're a Woody Pecker, bro. You know, and Woody Peck, well, he won't do shit. And guess what? When I went to Pelican Bay in 1990, they put me in the same pot with Woody from Compton. Woody from Compton was sold up with Chino. I don't know which Chino from, what, it was San Diego Chino or another Chino, but anyways, or Chinaman. He was sold out with him, and we ended up in the same pot. So me and Chino from Norwalk, we sold up on the bus. We talked about it. And Chino hit me up. He goes, hey, homie, you want to sell? I go, Simon, you and I sold up, eh? So so they asked us who you want. I want him to be my celly. So me and Chino from Rome, we ended up being cellies, and we ended up the pot. I didn't know that, you know, when we ended up we ended up late in the night, like 10, 11 p.m. And they put us in the cell. And we put us in the cell. Then I find out that Woody's like 3 cells away from me in the Pelican Bay Zoo. I'm the facility. This is the facility, and Woody was there. I didn't even acknowledge Woody. Like, I didn't get it. Woody, hey, homie, check it out, man. You know, this. I didn't acknowledge. I just said, hey, what's up? He goes, hey, what's up? I go, hey, where? I go, yeah, you know, everything's all good. He goes, all right. What's all good? We left it at that. I didn't even get at him like that, like to talk to him like that, because I didn't fear no Woody from Compton 70. He's a carnal, and I'm not. And his cell is a carnal too. But I never fear Woody at all. Even as a carnal, I want to fear Woody, you know. So people don't know them. So the people don't know them, they're going to speak highly about them. They're going to look up to them. Well, it's true. I did the same thing with Artie Guzman. I used to look up Artie Guzman, you know, like, oh man, you know, I'm like his right hand man. I'm Artie Guzman, right hand man, just like that, you know what I mean? And he never, Artie never disrespected me. Artie never told me, I want you to go do something for me, like kill somebody. He never did that, you know what I mean? He just wanted me to be out there and to look out for him. And I did that. I did all that, you know, and we communicated that way, you know what I mean? And everything was good. He goes, I'll get somebody else to do the holiday. Artie from Quincotas will tell me, instead of you telling me to do it personally, he said, I'll get somebody else to do it so you can still stay out there. So he was looking out for me, you know, but at the end of the show, Artie got involved with some other stuff down there with Turi, I don't know if it was Cucamonga. And the next thing, there was a conflict between them, you know what I mean? But I know exactly what's going on with Tablas, exactly what that individual, I know basically almost all his life. You know, I know him. I know from the streets, from kids. So I know what Tablas is about, you know what I mean? And Tablas knows that I know that. So Tablas never tried to overpower me. He never did in Pelican Bay, never did. You know, if anything, you know, he was just, telling me that the M is like a barrio. It's a barrio thing. It's not a M. It's just a barrio. So when he got at me like that, I listened. I didn't know. Those are my early stages. I didn't know that I was looking up to the carnales, Güero Sherm, this and that, Not looking at Güero Sherm because I knew Güero Sherm before he was a carnal. But the point is that I was going to say, órale, that's firme, that Güero Sherm, he raised his hand for me and this and that, what I mean? So I was looking up to him, okay, firme. But then when I find out what the MA is, and a bunch of tecatos, and then you got the young vatos, they want to take over the MA, and Tigre is the shot caller, and he wants to be. And but there's people against him because there's a lot of tecatos. There's more tecatos than non-tecatos. So I told Tigre, man, it's gonna be a big jale, a big job because you got a whole lot of them that are tecatos. He goes, I know. He goes, I know there's a lot of them, but it doesn't matter. He goes, they have to be handled. And so when you parole and you see me on the streets, I'm gonna show you how to blow their brains out. So Tigre ended up blowing the brains out of a female. I don't know if that was a girlfriend or what, and put her in the trunk. So he comes back in with a life, 25 to life. He didn't stay out there that long. So I'm just trying to say, I never got a chance for him to show me how to blow people's brains out from the end or dropouts. Why? Because I defected, and I'm glad I did. I did the right move. I didn't wait for all these vatos to go do a sticking and kill somebody, and then you get a 25 to life, and then they drop out. I didn't wait for none of that. I seen it. If it wasn't for Tigre, I would still be involved with the MA. I would be supporting tablas, backing them up. I would be in prison, probably in a fair indictment. And they come talk to me for the murder that happened on BR. The vato, Enano from 18th Street, he killed that dude. I think that was from Sanford. It made a big thing, came out on the news. It was a big thing, the family speaking up on that, the hit was from Black Dan. It wasn't coming from me, it wasn't coming from Güero Sherm, and they knew, and I know the reason he did it was because he raised his hand. He raised his hand that, he will do a pegada, and the only reason he raised his hand was because he was my cellmate. And I know on BR at one time he was my son. He was only there like 2 weeks with me. And Nano ran it down to me that they were speaking about him, that he has some smut in him and that he wanted to clean it up. I don't know what kind of smut he had on him or whatever it was, but he was on a mission. That sure enough, the mission came and he did it and it's done. So then they came down to talk to me about the murder. I was working, doing everything, you know what I mean? And this was like a year later, you know what I mean? I'm glad that I dropped out. If not, I would have been indicted, a conspiracy for the murder. A conspiracy because I was on the yard on behalf of Güero Sherm, and that it happened at that time. So they were going to get me, and the DA sent a message through the guards. They came down to talk. They flew on an airplane, and they came down and they pulled me from my job, and I went to the parole office. I was still on parole as a dropout. 3 years. I did my 3 years clean, and I made it, and so I'm good. But when they came down, they brought the tape recorder, and they go, the DA's giving you an options here. One is he will not prosecute you for the murder, the guy that got killed, if you know who did it. I go, man, it's so simple. That one person, he was on a mission. He did what he had to do. It had nothing to do with me or even Güero Sherm. None of that. And they go, okay. So they listen to a tape recorder. It goes, if you don't hear from us, you're good. If not, we have to come and get you and take you. And if we need you, we'll come and get you. I never heard from them again, never. This is 22 years ago. That's a long time. So there was a lot of things happening. A lot, not just one thing or two things, a lot of stuff's going on. But the main thing here is that the vatos, like even people from Avenues, he was ruling the barrio on the streets like with a fist on iron. He was that kind of guy, little short guy. He did all that. All that for what? You know what I mean? All that for what? He did that. And he does it, and he kills people, and he went to prison for life. This was people from Avenues wasting his life. And you got Tati running around thinking that he could still hang on to the MA, and they stomp him, they kill him. The same guy, Tati, that allowed a hit on his homeboy, Victor Murillo in Visalia, in Goshen. He ran it down to me. Tati ran it down to me what had happened, you know what I mean? But I didn't question him. He just ran down to me. And then me and Tati were in the county in Visalia, And then Spider from Maravilla, that's his enemy. And Tati's inside and outside because they give you daytime. So while I'm on my daytime, the slot is open. They don't have no locks. So I'm talking to Tati through the slot, and Tati sees a lot of Spider coming out of his cell to go shower. So Tati tells me, the laptop's right there.